Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yes, today is Thursday and it's okay looking day outside. Go get it, great whatever you do, but let's start with greetings. Hello, my name is Daniel. I am your host, your
guy in the chair.
And today we're going to be hearing the Drinkers' thoughts and review of One Piece. Should have came out on Netflix recently, so enjoy.
So you don't need me to tell you that Netflix have a pretty spotty record when it comes to live-action adaptations of popular Japanese IPs. I mean, who could forget the stunning non-success of Cowboy Bebop, a show that was so heavily geared towards modern audiences that it ended up turning away its existing fan base, failed to attract a new one, and got unceremoniously cancelled after just one season. And it's a shame, really, because I was totally looking forward to more passive-aggressive rants from Daniela Pineda about how ungrateful the fans were for the privilege of being allowed to witness her glorious on-screen presence. Oh well, as Daniela 2.0 would say,
"It's Hollywood, baby."
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Anyway, then came the news that One Piece, which started out as a manga comic before exploding into an entire media franchise in Japan, was next in line for a live-action adaptation. And even worse, it was going to be made by literally the same production company that handled Cowboy Bebop.
Are you dumb or something?
Needless to say, everyone was braced for another disaster in the making. Just another doomed attempt to bend and warp a distinctly Japanese product into something that conforms to current-day Hollywood sensibilities, ultimately losing the very qualities that made it appealing in the first place. But here's the funny thing. One Piece is actually really fucking good. I mean, I'll be real here, it's completely bonkers and over-the-top ridiculous at times. The characters look like they just stumbled in from a cosplay convention, and everything from the technology levels to the laws of physics themselves are treated like optional extras, but there's a beating heart of vibrant, colourful, adventurous, no-fucks-given exuberance at the core of One Piece that's just impossible not to enjoy. I actually found myself eagerly awaiting each new episode because I was genuinely invested in the large cast of likeable characters and excited to see where the crazy freewheeling plot took me next. Jesus, this is what TV used to be like. Anyway, the point here is that One Piece is basically a case study in how to adapt an anime to live action without losing the charm of the original, and I think there's a number of very important reasons why it succeeded, but I'll get into more of that shortly. First, let's dive right into the plot summary. So One Piece takes place in a fictional world that's divided up into two massive oceans with a thin strip of land running between them, and it's run by a tyrannical one-world government known as the, World Government.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Fair enough, I guess. So anyone who doesn't submit to their rule is automatically branded a pirate regardless of their privateering activities and ruthlessly hunted down by the Marines. And the story kicks off with the capture of the most famous pirate of them all, Gold Roger, who reveals that he's hidden the ultimate treasure, the One Piece, somewhere out there in the ocean, ultimately kicking off a mad scramble to find it. Flash forward 20 years or so, and people are still out there hunting for the One Piece, including Monkey D. Luffy, a young wannabe pirate who intends to sail into a treacherous patch of ocean known as the Grand Line, where he believes that the One Piece has been hidden. The only problem is, he doesn't have a ship, or any idea where the One Piece actually is, or even where the Grand Line can be found.
Not a great plan.
Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, Luffy's not exactly big on planning ahead, but that's kind of what makes him so endearing. He's the ultimate happy-go-lucky, fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants adventurer who just figures things out as he goes. Anyway, through his various misadventures, he eventually joins forces with Kobe, a timid cabin boy who dreams of becoming a marine so that he can protect the innocent, Nami, a thief and safecracker with a hidden agenda, Zoro, a mysterious swordsman that's sworn to hunt down rogue pirates, and Usopp, a sniper and inventor who dreams of becoming a great warrior one day. And together they set sail across the high seas to cross the Grand Line and find the ultimate treasure, taking on monsters and rival pirate clans along the way, and always trying to stay one step ahead of the Navy and Marines that are hot on their tail. It's your classic setup of taking a bunch of colourful misfits, rogues and weirdos, each with their own unique goals and motivations, giving them a common objective and turning them loose to see what kind of chaos ensues. There's betrayals, rivalries, surprise revelations, and murky family histories that all come to the fore in the course of the story. And it works so well in One Piece because, first and foremost, the characters are so fucking interesting and fun. There's such an eclectic mix of oddballs and mercenaries with wildly conflicting personalities that constantly spark off each other that you can't help enjoying it. But they all have deeper elements and motivations that slowly come out as you learn more about them, ultimately causing you to question who's good and who's bad. But the show's definitely not afraid to have fun with its cast along the way. And it's so interesting to compare it to something like Cowboy Bebop, which made a conscious effort to rein in its characters' personalities for Western audiences, trying to rewrite them as grounded and realistic. And it's one of the many reasons that show was about as much fun as a colonoscopy directed by James Cameron. But One Piece, on the other hand, is more than happy to go all in with over-the-top emotional reactions, heavily stylized dialogue and fight scenes, and interpersonal melodrama, because that's exactly how anime does it. The men are actually allowed to kick ass, make decisions, and hold their own, rather than existing purely to get outfought and outsmarted by their female counterparts at every opportunity, because again, that kind of shit just wouldn't fly in Japanese culture, so it doesn't even get attempted here. And by all accounts, we mostly have Eiichiro Oda, the original manga's creator, to thank for that. Oda was smart enough to retain creative control when he signed the rights over to Netflix and actually forced the producers to rewrite and reshoot multiple key scenes when he decided he wasn't happy with them. Fucking good for you, Oda-san. If only The Witcher and Cowboy Bebop had had this level of creative oversight, maybe they wouldn't have been steaming piles of shit, and we might be living in a very different entertainment landscape today. I've also got to say, hats off to the production designers for the absolute insanity that they've brought to the screen here. The world of One Piece is the kind of place where people fight with swords and flintlock pistols, but also have international radio communications and portside taverns with neon signs above the bar. Some people dress like 18th century sailors, others like 1980s biker punks. It makes absolutely no sense to someone like me who's coming into it blind, but then again, I get the impression that it's not really supposed to. Just like the oddball characters and the outlandish adventure at its core, every aspect of One Piece feels like you're stepping into a completely alien world driven entirely by escapist fun. And god damn it, I'm pretty sure we could all use a bit more of that in our entertainment these days. Ultimately, as much as I enjoyed One Piece, I can't say that this show is going to be for everyone. It's a Western adaptation for sure, but it's one that's retained its distinctly Japanese flavour, and if you're not into that kind of highly stylized, over-the-top method of storytelling, then you might be put off by some of the wilder elements of One Piece. But for anyone else who's willing to be a bit more open-minded about their entertainment, or who just wants a wild ride of pure escapism that wasn't written for modern audiences, I think you'll have an absolute blast with this show. And who knows, its success might just encourage Hollywood to rethink what Western audiences actually want to see. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Hey, you guys, I hope y'all got a good thing from his review. I thought it was interesting. I enjoyed the One Piece story that Netflix created. Well, it didn't create, but they adapted. But still, let's all agree to disagree. It was good, and there were certain parts that weren't. But anyway, I liked it. And I hope you all did too, and y'all always watch for what's good. And leave in the comments what else you'd like to see reviews of or anything. But don't forget, like it, comment down below, and then finally subscribe and hit the notification button to be notified every time I post a new video and share. Bye.